Hi guys, it's Sweety Pie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first video you've ever seen. It could be. If it is, I'm sorry that this is the first impression, but I did want to just touch on COVID-19 and what I've been doing. This is day 3 of isolation. We're staying inside like everybody should be. And my work actually closed, so you know, I have no reason to be out in the public if I don't have to be. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping to get this video up in the next week, but I don't know what, like, day to day things change. So yeah, I hope you guys are all being super safe. I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are watching your hands. You know, go home, watch some YouTube. Parents, don't tell your kids to get off their phones. Don't tell them to stop playing video games. You know, let them be kids and let them do what they want in the house when, you know, when you're stuck in the house. And, you know, practice safe hygiene as always. Yeah, we don't really have people coming in and out of our house ever. So that's a really good thing. I can, like, keep everything, you know, contained. I painted my bathroom and totally redid it. I have a few clips on Instagram. Always go follow my Instagram if you are interested in, like, my daily life, product pictures, all that kind of stuff. I love doing that kind of stuff. I'm a homebody anyway, so this doesn't even, I don't know. It's weird that when you're told to stay in, all you want to do is go out. Now, it's raining and nasty out, and so I'm not really, like, whatever, but it's funny. Like, it's funny how that's the way things work sometimes. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm sure you've seen the title. We are doing full rating of all of my Wet n Wild products. Now, I did bunch a couple things together just because, like, for instance, their eyeshadow palettes, I've got a fair few of them. So I didn't want to, like, go down the list and rate every single one. I thought it would be redundant and super long. So there, it says I have 22 products on here. I know I missed 2 things that I actually have here in front of me. So if you are interested, if you want to see what my favorite Wet n Wild products are, then yeah, stay tuned. And do not forget to subscribe, because we all know that, like, we're watching YouTube right now. Like, we should be, at least. We should be staying in Netflix, watching YouTube. Oh my gosh, I saw the funniest Instagram post. And it was like, I've been wondering about the best time to change my Netflix password because I guess she broke up with her boyfriend, and she's like, I couldn't think of a better time than now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are terrible. But yeah, let's get into this video, and yeah, let's try and forget what's going on in the world right now. Let's get into the video. I didn't get an intro today, so, like, I kind of got gypped out of an intro because I wanted to be serious and, you know, scale it back. Although I have literally been staying so far away from the news. My mother-in-law watches it like twice a day, essentially, once in the morning and once in the evening. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, nobody needs that much news. Honestly, nobody does. But yeah, we're getting into this. We're getting out of that headspace. My first product, and I was, like, really, like, trying to think, like, well, what the hell is my favorite product in all of these products? And I came across this. This is the I'm So Lit Loose Highlighter. This like literally feels like it is high quality. This feels like it is like one of those artist couture highlights. There is a crap ton in here. Like, you would never use all this. Look at how pretty it is. I'm wearing it today. Actually, I'm wearing, like, essentially all Wet n Wild today. But it is so glimmery. It's on my cheeks now. Now, I actually did take, I used their Hello Halo as well. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not huge on the Hello Halo, but this is a stunning product. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I highly suggest it if you're looking for, obviously, a cheap, beautiful, a cheap beautiful loose highlighter. Oh my gosh, like why couldn't I not think of that? All right, number 2. Where is it? I did not use this one today. I actually used their other concealer, but I remember going to work really like early in the morning, and I loved this. This is the Mega Cushion Color Corrector for Dark Circles. I don't know if I have the puff anymore. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I don't have the puff anymore. And this one is pretty dry, but as you can see, it's like a, let's see if I can get a little product out here. A very peachy kind of, and there's not a ton of pigment. See, you can't really see much, but when you put it on the eye, it looks so pretty. It really lightens up that inner corner, and the sponge they have with this works really well for this product. And it's very weird that you find an applicator that actually works for the product that they're putting in there. So crazy. I'm always like, what? But yeah, contour makeup stick. Okay. Next, that would be number 3. I don't know if I'm going to keep track with numbers that much because there's a couple products I have to throw in here, which will definitely screw up my numbers. Where is number, here you are. Okay, again, I used this today, and this is their Mega Glow Makeup Stick Contour. This one is in Oaks on You. And honestly, I just think this is great. Like, it can be a little waxy at first, but I do think that it blends. And they've got several shades. This one is like on the warmer tone side, but like there's no skipping. It blends right into the skin, and you know, it doesn't like cling to anything. I really actually like that. Actually, that would be cool to have like a tan for a day type of deal. But I did use, I used my Blendiful, and I blended in the contour all over my face today, and then I topped it with another product that I'll be talking about in a moment. So, Neutral Beige Pressed Powder. I have had a love-hate with this powder. This is their Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder, and it's in like a dome shape. Now, as you can see, I have bitten the crap out of this powder, but sometimes when I use it, it looks a little, like I get those little white pigments a little bit, and then other times I use it and that doesn't happen. So I'm thinking like sometimes with maybe the concealer I'm using or whatever, I have no idea, maybe like my sponge is a little bit wet, I don't know, and it doesn't work with this powder maybe, I don't know, I have no idea, but it's a good powder. But then sometimes I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that? I'd say at least 75% of the time it works beautifully, and it has like this very light dewiness to it, so it's not like super mattifying your skin and making you look like a dry, crumbly mess, because like, you know, I'm getting older, like, you know, these under eyes, they can look crepey in person if I'm not careful with powder. Anyway, next product. What is the next product? Ooh, this one. I love this freaking product. This is the Contour Palette in Dolce de Leche. As you can see, this was actually in last year's Project Pan. I think I'm doing pretty damn good, honestly. So yeah, I love this. The powder for, both powders are really blendable, but this like a beigey powder has so much pigment to it. So if you're looking to like really brighten up your eye, let's say you got some eyeshadow down there that you didn't like. I did that today because this was like really cutting down below my eye, and I was like, ooh, I don't want it that like far down. And I literally just took some of this powder and I just went bam, done, over with. So good. So yes, I do really love this, and you know, I probably won't buy it again like right away, but it is a very good compact. Although it is kind of like huge, honestly. Like I can see why people break these a lot, because it's not a thick pan and it's such a large space, but I do like that because you can get your sponge like right in there and then you know what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to add one in here. and that is the brand new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I used this today. I kind of baked with it a bit, chiseled at the cheek a little bit with it, you know, and I think that this is an all-around good loose setting powder. This is not going to give you coverage. This is not going to give you any coverage at all. It's going to just set things really pretty, make them look like, you know, matte on the skin, not too matte, but like just an all-around nice set. I think that this is a little less pigmented than the like the Laura Mercier. I think the Laura Mercier is a little bit more pigmented than this is, but I like it. It's a really, really nice powder, and I definitely like it more than the other products that I'm going to mention. So I tried the new Photo Focus Dewy Foundation, and I've worn it about 4 times now, and I don't know, like sometimes it looks good. Like today, after I blended it, like at first I thought it was the Blendiful and this foundation, but I know, like I'm so sure Tati used the Blendiful with this foundation and she loved it. So I kept blending and it did blend out and it was pretty. I've just noticed that this has less coverage than the regular one. This is definitely a much more like lower coverage, and what I ended up doing today is I ended up mixing it, which is my next product, with the stick foundation, and this has got way more coverage, but it does end up creasing because it's a stick foundation. It's creamy, but if you want more coverage, putting some of this on before you put this on works like a dream, and it actually ends up, like, in my opinion, like mattifying a little bit where you've got those imperfections, so that it's not like, because I feel like once you put something dewy on a, you know, a dry spot or a blemish, it just looks even worse. So this kind of mattified it a little bit, and I was happy about it. I'm not crazy about this foundation, you know, because I just want a little bit more coverage, but you know, maybe if I concealed beforehand, that's not really my bag, that's not the way I do my makeup, but I think I can make it work. And I also think I may have bought a lighter shade than I should have. I have Classic Ivory in the stick and Soft Ivory in, it says light warm. I'm not really a warm, but I don't know, maybe it's just a little too light. Who knows? It worked pretty good today. I am happy with it. It's not my favorite product, but I am happy with it. Okay, so I have not bought the new Wet n Wild bronzers, like in the bigger packaging, but what I do really love is this Wet n Wild bronzer in You're Dragging Me Down, and it was part of like their dragon collection. Like you can just barely see that there was maybe a dragon in there at one point. But I've used the crap out of this. I used it today to top off my cream bronzer. It works really nice. I don't know. I don't know if this is like really warm for some people. It is on the redder tone, and I don't even think you can get this anymore because this definitely says limited edition on it. But I love this, and I'm sure that their actual bronzers are really close to this, if not the exact same formula. All right, number 10. Oh, here we are. Okay, so number 10, there are 2 different products, but they're a lot alike. So the first ones are their highlighters. Like their loose highlighters are great. These ones are great too. These ones are like the OG ones. Again, from that like Game of Thrones, I don't know, like Game of Thrones-esque, because they had like fire and they had ice. Anyway, this is the limited edition Winter Falls in LA. Now, I never wear this as a highlight, but this is really, really pretty. It's soft. It's, you know, looks cute on the skin. Like, it is nice. I also have 2 of the more like normal ones. I have Precious Petal. And then I also have Blossom Glow. These are really nice highlighters. They're blingy and they're going to show up on you for sure. So if you're into like soft and subtle, I don't know if you're going to get that from a Wet n Wild highlighter, but They're great. I love them. I think they're great. And then as well as that are their baked blushes. Okay, now these ones are limited edition, so I don't know if you can get these, but we're just ranking all my Wet n Wild products. These are the baked blushes. This is Don't Flutter Yourself and Hummingbird Hype. These came out, I think, last year, and they have a hummingbird on them. These are like blush highlighters, because like Hummingbird Hype, it has a lot of sheen to it. And then this one, which is Don't Flutter Yourself, they're very sheeny. I didn't use them today because I wasn't really going for that like super dewy look, but they're really pretty too. Like if you, let's just, we're gonna go for this one, I guess. I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. powder brush and we'll see if I can actually make this happen. Da-na-na. Oh, here we go. Okay. Whew. See, like you do have to be into that kind of really jammin' cheek. If you have like no texture on your face, which honestly, even if you have texture on your face, you can still enjoy a pretty glowy blush. You just have to remember that yes, your texture might be visible a little bit, so be aware of that. But it does look pretty still. It looks very glassy. And then it has that little bit of tint in it to make it look blushy as well. So I really do love those. I love those a lot. I used to wear the heck out of those. I should bring them out a little more. We'll see. All right, number 12 is these brand new blush lights. They don't look brand new. This one is in Flash Me. This one is in Highlight Bling. Now, so the one in Flash Me, I'm not thrilled about the highlighter side because they did put some glitter in there. Like, and I don't know why. Like, why put glitter in there? That one that I'm just kind of flashing you right there, that one is, do they have single names? No. So Flash Me, that's the highlighty side, and then that is the blushy side. Now, they are called blush lights, so it's having a glowy blush. I do like a glowy blush, even though I have texture. I don't care about the texture. I'm just like, whatever. I want to be glowy. Anyway, and then this one in Highlight Bling, like the blush isn't quite as pigmented as I maybe wish it would be, but with a little bit of layering, you can build it up. And then the highlight side on this one is like ice. It's so pretty. Let's just do this in my hand. See, it's so freaking pretty. So I love that. I absolutely think that these products are so pretty in their own ways, but there's just like some little things that I don't love about them. You know, like everything. Anyways, I feel like I've been talking for a while. Let's take a water break. Now, for number 13, because I was going through the list and I was like, darn, okay, this is, I guess, the time to throw these in. And it is all the Wet n Wild eyeshadows. I have so many of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9 of them here. Now, today, for the look I just did, I used this one in Wizards in Training, and some of these could have been limited edition. I'm not sure if they still have them or not. But this is what that one looks like, and I really love the color story. I used the blue, I used the purple, I used the black, and these colors to really deepen up the eye. Like, it worked out so well, and I like these eyeshadows a lot. Some of the shimmers aren't as shimmery as like something you would get from, you know, Anastasia or something like that, but I do think that they are great for the money. Now, they also have Rose in the Air, which is in one of their, this is in their permanent line. Then they have this one, which I don't know if they have available anymore, in the Smoke. Then they have Coffin Break. Another one that I'm not quite sure. I think this came out for Halloween last year. Then this one, Nude Awakening, I know they have in their permanent line. Another one that I think is in their permanent line, Cosmic Collision. This one's super pretty. I love, love, love the greens. Oh, this one, this is VI Purple. Another newer one. Then one of their iconics, this is Comfort Zone. And last but not least is another kind of iconic one, which is Not a Basic Peach, which was one of my favorites in the entire palette collection. I think the purple ones would probably rank higher now, but still a really nice palette. I loved that they had like the peaches and then that pop of blue. It was a really, really fun to play around with and whatnot when those first came out. Anyways, so we've gone through the palettes and I'm like, what's next? So the next product I want to talk about is something that I used today that I'm not sure if I like that much anymore. It was a little bit chunky and I don't remember being it as, see, maybe, I don't know. Because it doesn't seem, maybe I had to shake it up. But yes, this is the Hello Halo. This is their liquid highlighter. I have the one in Rosy and Ready. It is a very pretty, and it's a glass bottle. It's got this big doe foot on it, and I would recommend putting it on with a sponge. You can get away with using it over powder, but today it just kind of, it looked a little chunky, and I was like, ooh, maybe it was because I had it over powder. Not sure. All right. Next, another like, foundation-y product is their Photo Focus Concealer, which I also used today. I used a lot, like not a lot, but like more than I would normally use for a concealer. So I definitely think that like it's okay, but it's medium coverage. And they do have quite a few shades though. I think they have like 10 shades at least, which is great for like, you know, a Wet n Wild kind of deal. Mine's in Light Ivory. It's just a basic one. It's a basic concealer. Perfect Pout lipsticks. Okay, now I don't think this is the original packaging now for their Perfect Pout lip colors. Yes, but these are so good. If you want just a regular freaking lipstick, these are amazing. They're creamy. I have one on today with a lip gloss as well. I don't know if the lip gloss is still there, but I have on today this one in Bare Your Soul, and honestly they're just a really creamy bullet lipstick. I got this in a Christmas set, so I'm not sure how they package them normally, but they are a great formula and I really like them. Like same as their lip liners. I forgot when I was making this list, I forgot about their lip liners. Beautiful as well. I'm wearing the one in Bare to Comment. They're creamy, and I think that they actually match up with some of their lipsticks really well. I also have this one in the berry color. This is Got the Juice, and I've worn this so many times as just a lipstick. This one is a little bit more tuggy, but beautiful colors. I really like them. I think that they're an excellent freaking product, and they're cheap, like super cheap. Anyway, let's flip over. We are almost done. The liquid cat suits. Okay, this is where it comes to a product where it's just okay for me, and that's it's just okay. These are the Liquid Catsuit Cream Liquid Eyeshadows. These ones, the matte ones, I have in Putty in My Hands, and they're good. Like, they're all right. If you want to do like a cut crease with something like this, it's pretty easy to do, and they're pretty darn opaque. Like, see, they're a pretty opaque formula. But then you get to these. This is Fairy Tale Ending. Their shimmery formula it's just not very good. Like, it's okay at best. They're kind of sheer. See, that seems like it has so much impact, but once you start to try to manipulate it on the eyes, it doesn't dry down fast enough. And I wasn't like overly impressed, and I wasn't like, oh, this is terrible. It's just okay. And it varies from color to color as well. I find that with their lipsticks, it doesn't really vary from color to color with the Perfect Pout. All of them seem to be as creamy and pigmented as like every other one. All right. Last 5, I think we're working on. So this was a limited edition product. This is the Pac-Man Power Pellets Bronzer. I kind of broke all the balls and just kind of, it's okay. Okay, the thing about this is that it's a very shimmery bronzer. And if you're not into that kind of thing, then you wouldn't like this. It's just not going to be your thing. I think that if you are wanting to try like kind of a, well, no, because you probably can't even get this anymore. Honestly, if you're wanting to try a like shimmery kind of bronzer, try one of the Physicians Formula ones. That new palette, oh, I cannot remember the influencer's name. I just don't watch her on a regular basis. But she came out with a palette with Physicians Formula. I think it is like maybe around $30, but there is a bronzer in there, and there is a kind of a matte bronzer and a shimmery one. Then you also get 2 highlights and 2 blushes. It's a beautiful palette. I have been in love with it for some time now. And there's a shimmerier bronzer in there that I think would be like pretty good for like beginners into shimmery bronzing, because it's not so powerful. Like this has got some shimmer to it. So if you're not careful and you're like, you could screw your whole friggin' whatever you are touching up. So yeah, that's why I wasn't thrilled with that product. Now it was in little tiny balls essentially, which did help not getting all that product on your brush. But I found that as I tried to get the product on, I would want more than what I was getting. So I ended up smooshing them all. And then honestly, like I wish I could like pack it down, and I might do that because I like the bronzer. It's just obviously now in its loose form, it's even more pigmented. So, you know, what the hell was I thinking? Oh, another thing that I wanted to add in that I would definitely add in earlier, like quite a bit earlier probably, is these new look Wet n Wild blushes. I have this one in Mellow Wine. These are so pretty. I've been wearing this like all freaking week. It's been my favorite blush. So they do blush as well, of course. Everyone knows that. Next would be this Ultimate Brow Kit. And I also have one of their brow pencils, which I did use today. It worked really well. It was totally normal. It's the retractable brow pencil. This is a little waxy, so if you don't like waxy products, you know, just beware. It's like a triangular tip, and the tip actually does stay pretty like thin so that you can get those thin lines, but it's not very pigmented. You know, you kind of do have to work it up on the brow. And then we also have the Ultimate Brow Kit, which I used like crazy, but I used to stencil in my brows maybe about a year and a half ago when I wasn't very good at it. And I used this all the time. So for doing my brows now, it doesn't really work as well. But when I was stenciling them in, it was beautiful. It was great. I think I bought 2 of them, and I used to put the wax through my brows. It made the pigment stick to it. It was great. My goodness, I've come a long way with brows. All right, so then we have the Mega Liners. Now, the only thing I don't like about these is that they're the kind of liners you can feel on your eyes. You know, you start getting dry on the edge of your eye, and it's like, dry on the edge of your eye? What the hell is that? You start getting dry on the edge of your eye, and it kind of like tugs a little bit. Other than that, super pigmented, one swipe and you've got like pigment color. I really do like that about them, but yeah, like uncomfortableness, that's why they're going down here. Okay, so we've come to the products from Wet n Wild that I honestly dislike, to be honest. This one is should probably be number like 0. This is probably the worst product, only because I just don't feel like it does a whole lot. What I use this product for essentially is if I want to put down a primer, make sure my eyeshadow is not going to budge, and then putting a colored base on top of that primer. This does not really give me anything. I want to be able to cancel out the color and have it be really pigmented. That's the way I've always done my eyeshadow, and that's pretty much the way I will probably always do my eyeshadow. I want maximum payoff. That is just it, and that does not give me maximum payoff. And then last, holy jeez, okay, we can relax for a second. I wonder how long this video is. I'm gonna try and cut it down for you guys. But yes, last but not least is Wet n Wild mascaras. Honestly, it don't matter which ones. I did not like the Renegade. Yeah, it's the Renegade, right? I didn't like the Renegade, and one of my favorite YouTubers that no longer does YouTube anymore, Liv Loves Makeup, she used to love, and I just was like, I don't know how you love it, because I just don't. And I used to love a lot of her recommendations. Anyway, so it's the Wet n Wild Max Volume. I got like a huge set at Christmas, and I've constantly bought them. Essence, go to Essence for mascaras. They are way better. Then I have the Mega Volume Waterproof and the Mega Volume Mascara. They're just like, they feel like you're just putting like black on your eyes or on your lashes. It doesn't give you any volume. It doesn't give you a lot of lift. They're just not good at mascaras right now. I didn't mind this Max Volume though. Like, I made it work, and I liked kind of how I could really get through, but I always went in with another mascara afterwards for like the thickness, I guess. But yeah, regardless, that's it. That's all. We have done all the products. I wonder how many of you stay till the end. Anyway, I love you guys so, 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 so much, and I'm gonna film Shop My Stash after this so that I can get another video up to you guys. The last one actually got quite a bit of traction, and I was like, huh? Like, people want to see Shop My Stash right now? So yeah, I'm gonna work on a Shop My Stash then. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. Please wash your hands. That's it. Just wash your hands. And you know, try to stay as light as possible in this type of situation. You know, be cautious, not anxious. Be cautious, not anxious. All right? I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.